Hello, guys, welcome back once again to this tarot reading. This time I'm going to continue doing this relationship bond between idols readings. So this time it's got seven members, JB and Jinyoung. Um, I'm still a bit insecure about calling them Got7 members because I don't know how the situation with the group actually is at the moment. So maybe if some fan can explain to me whether if the group exists still or not, or I should name them just like ex Got7 members or something like that, or former Got7 members, because I don't want to sound disrespectful and uneducated. I want to get to know it. I want to educate myself when it comes to this because I'm sure that for the fans it's important to name the things properly. So let's start with JB and Jinyoung. Um, I have done individual readings for them actually. JB is a Capricorn with a lot of Capricorn placements and with a moon in Scorpio. And Jin Yang, it's a Virgo sun with a moon in Aries. And I believe he has Venus in Scorpio and Mars in Cancer. So yes, there's a lot of compatibility. Actually, I think that it makes sense that they were part of the two of them were part of a project initially because they do have very similar characteristics when it comes to how hardworking they are and actually how committed they were to the process of training and through all the hard work they had put during this time. I think that their energies are compatible. They can be a bit similar in the sense that they are both earth signs. So Virgo and Capricorn people tend to get along just fine. Um, but I think that yes, when it comes to maybe emotions, maybe Jin Yang is a bit more sensitive, it's a bit more emotional and a bit more affectionate, and JB is a bit more reserved because he is a Capricorn and his moon is in Scorpio, so he definitely has a huge appreciation for people that are loyal and for people that are supportive and for people that are loving and affectionate, and he does want affection also, but he's not very good at expressing in in actions, in an outer expression. He feels a lot inside of himself, but he's not very good at articulating it or maybe expressing it. He is a bit awkward, but he is very emotional also. Um, but I have the feeling that if I have to compare both energies, probably Jin Yang is the one that initiates the affection, or maybe the one that maybe tries to get closer to JB, or maybe initiates the interaction. But I think that JB must feel really comfortable with him. So let's see how they view each other and how they feel for each other. I placed JB in the left and Jin Yang on the right. Um, JB cards are the Star, the Magician. No, sorry, I'm sorry. It's the Fool. I always confuse the Fool and the Magician with this deck. And the Five of Swords. So actually, JB feels about Jin Yang that he has a huge admiration for Jin Yang. He thinks that Jin Yang is very special. That in the sense that the relationship that they have, or maybe the bond that they share, is very magical, and it's very healing. It's very healing. He feels a kind of connection, almost like a soulmate connection, very profound, very spiritual. He just feels really connected to Jin Young, and I think that even though they are not going through a happy moment right now when it comes to their internal emotions, because each of them, I believe, are going through a process of healing themselves, and also dealing with all these changes that are happening. So I think that this new beginning, or new phase of their life that they are going through, um, they definitely think a lot. At least JB thinks a lot about the past. He thinks a lot about the things he would had want to change, or maybe the things he would have want to do in a different way. But at the same time, he's really grateful at Jin Young. I think that he has a special connection with him that probably will last for a long time. It's just that he feels very heartbroken at the same time, when it comes to how he feels for Jin Young. And I believe that maybe this is a common feeling for when it comes to the other members too. He feels he feels really sorry. He feels he feels really hurt inside, and just because of this or this new beginning, that maybe this this new phase, like I think I mentioned this in JB's individual reading, that he somehow, now that he's on his own, he is a bit relieved, or at least he, I think that this independency, or this moment where he has to start doing things for himself, I feel it's something that he really wanted. It's something that he wanted to achieve individual goals. He had individual goals, and now he's in this period where he's trying to fulfill them, but at the same time he feels heartbroken because he is on his own. So it's like I believe that maybe he feels like he fears that he will lose this connection with Jin Young, or that maybe they will not be able to be as close or to see each other as often, because I think I also see a lot of coins. So I think that this has to do with the fact that they work together. Not only that they have a great chemistry, and that they probably are connected when it comes to a soul level, but they also share a lot of activities, and also did a lot of planning, and also worked a lot together. So now that they are not in this moment that they are going through when it comes to how they see each other or how they feel, there's definitely this fear of feeling that they may not have those moments again, or something like that. This fear of losing the connection, which I don't think is going to happen, but there's the fear is there. And when it comes to Jin Young, how he views JB, actually he has the Three of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the card of the Judgment, that in this deck is called the Aeon. So I think that he sees Jin Young definitely is very perceptive, and I think he knows how hurt JB is, or maybe he knows that JB had been heartbroken for a very long time. Especially, I don't know if maybe JB has been dealing with moments, not depression, but actually of moments of feeling really negative towards himself, or maybe being too harsh on himself and putting himself in this very dark place where he cannot find a way out, and where he feels like he is not good enough, or where he's dealing with a lot of esteem issues. And I think that Jin Young, in this sense, he saw this, he saw and he perceived also, because he's very intuitive, that JB had always fought with this inner struggle of actually being so perfectionist, or always trying to be a better version of himself. So I think that despite of JB always having this image, or this posture that seemed so stable, and that he was the leader, and he had to be the strong one, he had to be the tough one, he had to be the responsible one. At, that's not actually a Jin Young saw other version of JB. He saw JB's vulnerability, and he saw JB's pain. So he definitely wishes that, or at least he wishes for JB to be able to set himself free, and to be brave enough to deal with his own demons. And I think that he definitely believes in JB potential to overcome this, because we have the Ace of Wands and the Aeon, that is the judgment. So it's like when you go through this moment where you find your true calling, or maybe you go through this huge moment of transformation, but it's necessary for you to go through this moment of like destroying yourself, or your old self, in order to become a better version of yourself, and let go of the past. um and he also feels that he also, thanks to his connection with JB, he had also become braver, and he had also become tougher and stronger. And I think that there was something about JB that made him really passionate. I think he definitely admired he always admired JB passion. I don't know. I think he he knew that JB was able to survive like everything, like every obstacle, no matter how hard it was. So I think that this made him like admire him a lot. And also, um this is a bit weird, but I'm going to say it anyways. Jin Young actually, I think he found JB really attractive, like physically, like, because it's an admiration. Actually, it's like, for example, I'm a female, and I can look at a beautiful woman and be like, oh my God, she's gorgeous. And admiring her beauty, and I think that for Jin Yang, this was how he felt for JB. He had those moments where he was like just very immersed, or very very impressed by JB's beauty, because he found in JB that JB is very masculine, or that he is like, he has like this inner fire inside of himself that is very well hidden, but if you get closer to his energy, you can feel it, or you can feel it in his aura. It's like this kind of beauty or magnetism that only people that are around him actually can experience this. So I don't know if someone ever met JB in person. Please help me to check the facts here if it's true or not. So but also I think that it it could make sense that they were some kind of attraction, because actually JB is a moon in Scorpio, and I believe that Jin Yang has a Venus in Scorpio. So there's a bit of like, there's a lot of compatibility, and also their energies are very fiery and are very passionate. So they definitely, he definitely had this passion for JB, and found him really, really attractive. Like he was like, wow, mesmerized by him. And at the same time, this admiration was what inspired also Jin Yang to to also be able to himself, to be able to be passionate himself, or to be able to express his own self too, because actually Jin Yang also is very introvert. I mean, he's shy, he's a reserved person, and also Jin Yang is someone that is very selective. He doesn't open up to anyone, to all everyone. That's what I mean. He's very selective of who he hangs out with, who he talks to, who he has conversations with. Of course, that he has to be communicative, and he has to have a nice personality and a nice approach, because he works in the industry. So you do have to have great connections, and you do have to be polite, and you have to be respectful, and you have to be sociable. But I think that when it comes to his relationship with JB, despite of them working together, his approach towards JB was very genuine, and actually he really wanted to be close to JB, because they are very similar, um, in the sense that they both value intimacy a lot. So maybe they had these deep conversations. That's why I see that Jin Yang knows a lot about JB, and I don't think that JB actually had told him stories, or maybe like very profound stories, because actually JB is like a closed book. It's like you never get to know him, because there's a lot of sides to JB. So it's like maybe one day he, I don't know, tells you something, or shows you a part of himself. But then he has a lot of layers. So it's like it's like a never ending process of getting to know him. And he's very profound also. But I think that since Jin Yang seems someone very perceptive, I think he was able to somehow decode, or to interpret JB's feelings. It's like as if they were speaking to each other, soul to soul, something like that. So when it comes to the relationship as an overall, we have the Prince of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. So I think that they would probably would want to work together in something, in some project, but I don't think they feel comfortable enough yet to share it with people, because I think that they are lacking with the resources. I don't think they have the enough resources yet. I think that actually they are both going through a moment where maybe it's because um, they feel the uncertainty of the future, or they feel a bit down, or they feel a bit sad still, with dealing with this new chapter in their life, that they just feel like they are not good enough yet, or that they are lacking in a lot of aspects. So but I do see them like putting efforts, like trying to slowly building something together. But I think it's going to take a lot of effort. I think it's going to take, they are going to have to sit and talk about it. And I think that the will is there. the willpower is there, the desire to do something together, it's there. But I think that they also, there's something about this that they don't feel 100% that how they will make it work. So I don't think they're going to announce it or they're going to be talking about it. I think it's something that they want to do, that they had expressed to each other that they want to do it. But actually I see them like, I don't know why, what is it about them? I don't know if maybe they had some kind of restriction when it came when it comes to working on a project together, because I don't know if this has to do with JYP or the company themselves, that somehow is restricting the project, or is like restricting the idea or the project of them actually working together, because it's like this project of them working together initially was JYP idea. So I don't know, there's something about that, there's something about them wanting to restart this project that they used to have initially, and somehow having to defend it or having to fight someone in order to gain the to gain um the right. There's something about rights. There's something about rights, legal rights. There's something about rights that they will have to defend themselves, or they will have to fight in order to get it. So I don't know if maybe this is telling me that they had already made something together and that somehow the company has it under power or something like that, and they have to fight, or they have to uh I don't know. There's something about, yes, defending themselves, or so I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand, but I think that yes, they are in the defensive. If they, I mean, if they in the future release something, they will be very defensive about it. But it's something about rights. It's something about a legal matter that they would also have to be careful not to get sued. So it's something about that. I don't know. I don't know. So yes, but they definitely want to. They definitely want to, because they know that they work really well together. It's just that this ending, the split of the group made their personal sense of stability, or their sense of union was shook a bit. It's not that they do not care for each other, or that the unity is not there. It's just that it's a phase where they are facing themselves, and they are facing their own fears, because in all the years prior to this moment they had always um, been in a situation where they always had to think for the group. They always put the group or the other members as a priority. So I think that now that each of them are on their own, they are dealing with a lot of feelings inside of themselves that maybe they thought that they were over it, but no, they all have their insecurities, they all have their desires, and they all have, of course, their ideas of what they want to do next. But it's like a bittersweet feeling. It's like a bittersweet emotion. It's like, yes, I'm free to do what I want. This is what I wanted. and at the same time I'm so free that I do not know what to do with myself. It sounds like a song, like I just sounded like a lyric of a song, but it's basically this. It's this moment of uncertainty where their emotional well-being is being a bit um it's it's not they need to work on themselves. They need to see themselves. They need to dive a little bit into themselves and to do a lot of healing, especially to open up a little bit more, and to also, if they have insecurities when it comes to their own lives or their own experiences or their own characters, I think that they need to seek for help, to do some kind of therapy, but to talk to someone, to open up, because yes, now they are on their own, so they have to think about not only uh, going back to work straight away, like, because this is something that I would imagine them doing, like, since JB is a Capricorn and Jinyoung is a Virgo. I'm sure they are thinking about work. I'm sure they are working already, but they also need to invest in their self development as person, and as in their well being, not only being these working machines, because I think that they have been working a lot since the beginning and prior. So I think that they are very hardworking. Is that work is their language, so to speak. It is their language. They this I think that this moment of internal chaos comes from the fact that they don't know what it's like to have a day off, or maybe to have, like, to not be doing something, or to not be doing something related to music, or to not be in the scene, in the public image, or maybe not being in the industry, or maybe because they had been working nonstop and they had always been involved in something. So now that they have this new beginning, is like thinking, okay, oh, I want to do things differently, but what do I do? And also, like I said, the resources, I think, are a bit limited. So I don't know if maybe it has to do with the fact that they haven't got paid yet, that they haven't, or maybe what, or they are still in talks when it comes to how much they're going to get paid, if they're going to get paid, when. I think that this is why I see the lacking of resources, because I don't think that money is very fluent right now for them, but they are very invested in making the money. They just need to plan it. So this is all I see for them. So maybe if some fans can give me some feedback whether this is a great or not, because I do not know much about the group. I know who they are, but and I heard about that they didn't continue with the contract. I felt really sad for them, because I'm an army, but I feel like Got7 was a group that also was very. I think they debuted around the same time that the boys, that BTS, and I think and I saw that they had a lot of moments where they supported each other. So when I found out that they didn't continue, even though I was aware, because of some fans that were talking about it, about the mistreatment, about them not getting enough promotion and stuff. So I think that maybe this was a chapter that was actually expected, but nevertheless, I felt a bit sad when I found out that they split. So I'm going to leave it, guys, here. So if you like it, please give it a like to the video and subscribe if you haven't. And of course, if you want to leave your recommendations for my next video, I would appreciate it very much. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.